What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone, and welcome back to the club having apparently, according to Giovanni Albanese, a new strategy. It's not Italian players, it's buy the Italian league. That's the new strategy, apparently, buying the best players from the better clubs or just buying within the Italian leagues. The moment I read that, I was like, oof. Probably the moment you heard of it, you're like, not this BS again. Buying players who are overpriced, etc. It worked in the past for us when we were dominating and on top, and we could do whatever we wanted, and players wanted to join us. Right now, that's probably the most horrible strategy you can have as a club right now. And potentially we are heading towards that. Actually, Giovanni Albanese might not be absolutely lying for once. And there is a big update on Conceição as well, which I want to discuss. Before we do that, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's go. Okay, so buying the league, buying the best players in the league, according to Giovanni Albanese, excuse me. And he, as you can see, he mentioned Ederson from Atalanta, Osimhen, because he's still a Napoli player, Nuno Tavares from Lazio. Basically, what he says, what Bayern Munich is doing. Now, the difference is Bayern Munich are buying players within the league most of the times on a very cheap. We never do that in the Italian league. We pay a lot of money for Italian players. I remember Beppe Marotta coming out and saying that's what we love to do, help out the league and buy the players, and we have the better players in the league. It is what it is, but we help out the league, basically. That was in a situation where we were on top, and even if we helped the other clubs financially, they were never close to us. They couldn't reach us, so we were calm. That situation changed. I think we funded Udinese's new stadium. I think all of that money for making that stadium was coming from us, from transfers we did with Udinese. But, Pjanic, we got Pjanic, best player probably from Roma. We got Higuain, Napoli's best player. We did those things in the past. When a team was getting closer to us a little bit, we were like, you know what, we will snap away your best player, and that's about it, and we move on, Right now, you cannot really do that. One, Osimhen is, not playing for Napoli, so you're helping Napoli, giving them money, and they're not really losing a player because they won the league even without him. That's that. Nuno Tavares is not the difference maker in the league, for example. It's not the best, and even the best in the position in this league. And then you have Ederson, who I do like as a player, but that's like, you can buy one. But if you keep buying within the league, you're going to get overpriced like hell. You're going to get overpriced. Man City paid for Turkey what Inter won for Fratesi. Let me repeat that. Man City have paid almost the same amount for Turkey than what Inter won if you want to sign Fratesi. That's it. That's actually a thing within the league. So that is alarm bells, and that should suggest we're not buying within the league, because then you get overpriced. You get players who are like, man, we paid 40 million euros for Fratesi, and did we get better? No, because he's not even Inter's best player. He's not even the best player, like, in his position within the same team, let alone in the league. For example, who are the best players in the league? Who are you gonna buy? Ederson, maybe, but who? You're not gonna get Barella or a player like Bastoni. You're not gonna sign those players. So you're gonna get overpriced for players who are probably not the best in the league to begin with. If you're totally dominating like Bayern, you can do that. It doesn't really matter. But they get them on the cheap. We do not get them on the cheap. At Bayern, they sign players mid-season while they're still playing for their rivals. That's normal over there. It's not normal in the league. If we want a player from Inter, you get overpriced. It doesn't really happen that often, especially now when these teams are stronger, maybe stronger than us as well. It's not gonna happen. So that strategy can be a no-go. I believe the report, or like, it sounds very realistic. It sounds like a real report. It doesn't sound like something far-fetched. It doesn't sound like something, Giovanni Albanese is quote-unquote waffling again. It doesn't sound like that. It actually sounds something like we would do. Like, actually something we would entertain doing. but we can absolutely not doing that. Buying, quote unquote, the league. Next up, a Conceição update, because we have to. The situation is very simple. Tudor wants Conceição, which is strange because we all thought, with the rumors and him quoting, you will soon see, or what was it? You will soon remember, an Instagram story and Tudor speaking about Conceição in the press, is saying, he needs to do better or whatever, and all that. We all thought he's not a Tudor player. However, Tudor wants Conceição. Other thing we knew, from Sunday, we could have activated the clause to buy Conceição. And the last part we know, we do not want to pay 30 million euros to buy Conceição. Porto won 30 million euros. Now, Mirko Di Natale is saying that is the situation. What is helpful is that Conceição wants to say one, and two, Jorge Mendes is going to need to kind of work a miracle, because according to other various reports, Tuttosport, even Sky Italia said it as well, the club wants to pay around 20 million euros. Now, we're not going to get a 10 million euro discount from Porto, because Conceição will probably have offers from the Premier League as well. So his willingness to stay is going to play a big part of it. But we want to pay around 20 million euros to redeem Conceição, what brings the total on around 30 million euros. Like, the price tag is an issue for me. 40 million total for Conceição. Even if the debate is, but there's nobody better, that doesn't mean you need to waste the money. If you're overpaying, but you're going to do it anyway because there's nobody better, then that's your problem, because you cannot find anyone better. That doesn't mean you're going to need to spend money knowing that it's not spent well. Like, you cannot do that, just spending for the sake of spending. But 20 million euros, I'm not the biggest Conceição fan, but I would like, if that helps us fix other things, then okay. But a 10 million euro discount on a quote unquote small price, if we were in a deal for 100 million euros and we drop it to 90, yeah, but from 30 to 20, it's a lot. So, like Mirko Di Natale said, Jorge Mendes is gonna need to work kind of a miracle if he wants to get this over the line. But at this moment in time, Tudor wants Conceição to stay. Conceição wants to stay, but that deal is far from happening at this moment in time. Jorge Mendes is gonna need to work a miracle in this case. Anyways, these are the updates. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about the new model? Buying the league again, buying the best players, getting overpriced, but snapping away the best players to be the best, basically. And do you think Porto are going to drop their demands to around 20 million? Like the video, and I'll speak to you guys later tonight. Preview for the Club World Cup. Ciao.